And they bought it in a way that is going to encourage you and inspire you. So make sure you hit thumbs up on this show, subscribe, because I'm telling you right now, we're going in. So I got to ask you all this question. You all went from working in Florida to paying off your debt, quitting your jobs, to starting a major business before you paid off your debt. That turned into a multi-million-dollar business over some years. Then out of nowhere, you all decide to go from the beautiful sunny state of Florida and purchase land in Montana? Am I?
Yes.
This is correct?
Correct.
Y'all went from one of the most diverse states in America, from blacks, whites, Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Asians, you name it. Very multicultural state. To Montana?
Yes.
I just got to ask this question, and I mean no disrespect to anybody else watching this, but are we up there?
We are. Very few. But
Very few.
When you say very few, like what, 2%? What we looking like?
Some places less than 1% in some
less
areas.
Than 1%. Yeah.
Why? Why Montana, you guys?
Well,
I gotta know.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely
I've seen some of the pictures
gorgeous.
on your page. Yeah.
We started vacationing there, and we just fell in love with the mountains. You can get a lot of land there. At the time when we purchased it, the land prices were, very economical.
Okay.
And so we love the environment, just everything there.
Cool. How much did y'all purchase? How many acres?
40 acres. We purchased 40 acres in 2019.
Right before COVID.
Yep. And we purchased 5 acres last year.
So it was 41 acres in it for a total of 46 acres.
46
We have total 46 acres.
Why?
We added.
Why land? Why land and not a home?
Land, for me, one of the things that was so important was our ancestors were promised 40 acres. We all know the 40 acres of a mule.
Yeah.
But they never got that land ownership for, the freedmen coming out of, slavery, and how important it was for them to be able to, they were so closely tied to the land, and had they been given that land, I truly feel like we as a people would have been better off today. Yeah. And so for me, it was symbolic, of having that 40 acres. Our goal is to start farming, to turn that into a business. Wow. Being able to learn how to be self-sufficient. Yeah. And just really giving our children more of a chance to, because we're going to get alpacas and cows, and the goal is to have chickens. We'll have our own fresh eggs and things like that. Wow. But we really feel like it's going to be very important to learn self-sufficiency. Yeah. And so that was one of the major reasons for having that much land.
Y'all paid cash or y'all financed the land?
Cash. It's cash.
Let me ask this again. Did y'all pay cash from like y'all savings account, or did y'all just go to the bank and get a cash check and go pay cash?
Pay cash for it.
This is out of y'all's personal bank account from y'all's business that you all made.
Yes.
Yep.
Not y'all going to the bank.
Right.
No bank.
And saying, hey, we want a money order to go purchase this land.
Cash. Yeah. So it was just, we didn't even have to be in Montana to do the transaction. So we did a wire and signed some papers. That was it.
And, okay, so to get out of debt and to pay cash for 46 acres, how long did that take y'all?
Ooh, man, we just fell in love with the mountains when in 2006.
Yeah, we started saving from there.
Yeah. So y'all knew that y'all eventually wanted to buy some land in the mountains.
Yeah. We just envisioned having a cabin in the mountains. We're like, from our very first trip to the mountains, I fell in love because I'm just like this. I'm like, and I'm like, I really want a cabin in the mountains. And he's like, we can't afford it yet. And so, but we can, like he said, that end goal.
Wow.
We can start saving for it.
So he didn't say no. He just said not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah,
and y'all's not yet is right here.
It's here.
Yeah.
So it took y'all about, it sounds like about, you bought it in 2019, fell in love with it in 2006. So 13 years from there, you got out of debt and bought 46 acres worth of land.
Yes.
And we stumbled upon Montana because the goal was in 2000. When was this? 16.
We were looking for snow.
We wanted the kids to see snow.
Yeah.
Our younger two kids.
Okay.
We wanted them to see snow, and so we flew into Colorado for Thanksgiving, and it was like
Warm.
Florida weather.
Yeah.
It's like, where is snow at? And so we looked at Montana, and so we drove 14 hours. We broke it up over 2 days.
Wait, y'all went to Denver. No snow.
No snow.
Y'all said, we going to find some snow. And y'all drove to Montana from there.
We drove to Montana, and we just fell in love with it. And this was, in Thanksgiving, and went up to the national parks. But a lot of people don't know Montana is beautiful.
Yeah.
When you visit Glacier National Park.
It's called the crown jewel of the continent.
Crown jewel.
And then you go to the southern part where you have, where it borders Wyoming, you have Yellowstone National Park. And just being in the mountains, it allows you to become creative. You look at like some of the, like Tyler Perry, he owns a cabin in Wyoming. Kanye, owning land, and then
Wyoming,
Cody.
Yeah.
And so, but just being up there, man, you're able to you're closer with God and able to commune with God.
They got TV up there?
Yeah, got TV.
What you got to do, satellite?
No.
They could run a cable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all got cable in y'all house up there on all that land?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the rural area, you got cable?
Yeah.
I'm talking about like Xfinity and...
AT&T.
Y'all got AT&T?
Yeah.
So that means y'all got AT&T fiber internet? Or just, what's the internet like up there?
It's strong.
It's strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, man. I had to ask that. I can't be in no rural area with no TV. I gotta have some sports.
And we got a good cell service because on our land we have trail cameras that are cellular, so we're able to see.
So y'all good with the cell phone service?
Yeah.
I might be in the mountains.
And if you think about Jesus retreated to the mountains a lot.
Come on now.
The 10 Commandments was given Moses,
Yeah.
He went up to the mountain to get the 10 Commandments. There's something significant about being there. And so we feel his presence, his glory so much there that there's such a peace when we stand up there on that land. The fact that we own 46 acres, the fact that our ancestors didn't get that, and I really feel like we're making them proud.
Yeah. What's the end goal when you all leave with that land? Because do you think your kids would want to stay there?
Well, we put it in a trust, and so it's up to them. We know if they sell it, they're gonna make a lot of money.
Okay.
Because even now it's worth a lot more than what we paid
for it in 2019.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
is it because of COVID?
Yeah.
And
people started rushing into the state.
Yeah, rushing there, and just the real estate prices have went up.
Yeah. That's so good. Land ownership is important for the Black community. And I feel as if we need to have more education around that. More education on, okay, how do we own the land? How do we own what's on the land? And how do we put that in a trust to where our kids can make that decision? One of the things that I will do is, for me, my kids won't be able to sell the land. Their kids will be. Like, I want to make sure that I can at least pass that down to, to at least one generation. They get to, they got to keep it. Now, once you, pass it down to your kids, now they can have the right to sell it. But I'm literally going to write a long letter to my grandkids, great-grandkids, and great-grandkids. Really trying to give them the wisdom and the knowledge on why having and owning land is so important.
Yeah.
Because my fear is that eventually down the road, if we don't do homeschooling, if we don't come home and add on top of what public schools is teaching, add a little bit more culture and more heritage and more knowledge on top of that, I think the 40 acres and a mule is going to disappear.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that they understand why ownership is so important, especially within the Black community. When you all think of Black people and ownership, what first comes to mind? Like not just land, but just when you come to how do we close that wealth gap? What comes to mind? I'm curious.
I think seeing other blacks
Okay.
do it,
Yeah.
and it's going to inspire, our people to do it because, we came from nothing.
Yeah.
And if God can do it for us, he can do it for anybody.
Yeah.
And I just think also that, and that's the empowerment. But also after the empowerment, you got to have the education, educating them, about, money, how to create a budget, not, not consuming because you look at the black dollar is powerful. And why is it powerful? Because we consume a lot.
We're the number one
We're
consumers.
the number one consumers.
Yeah.
So, telling our people, hey, it's all right, let's take that consuming, we can still consume, but also let's invest.
Yeah.
Let's invest with that black dollar.
Yeah.
And we could be powerful. That can be powerful.